Hello, everybody. Welcome to Guitar Player Live. My name is Rob Reed. Thanks for joining me. And tonight's lesson is all about strumming. So grab your guitar and pour some coffee or something, and let's jump into it. Hope everyone is having a great evening or having a great day. It's pretty dreary out there tonight in Nova Scotia. We're expecting a hurricane, so hope all goes well. All right. So let's jump right into it. And we're talking about how to strum. I know a lot of people have struggled with this, and I've had a lot of people ask me and tell me that they have a hard time learning how to strum, and they never know how to figure out the strum pattern to a song, and they're frustrated and they give up. So we're going to dive into it tonight. Great topic for a live. Okay. So how to strum. First thing you need when strumming is you're going to need a pick. And I recommend, I personally use these yellow Tortex picks, but I recommend if you're just starting out, I recommend these orange Tortex because they're a little bit softer and they are a little bit easier on the string, flow over the strings a little bit easier. So just a little bit softer, so that helps. Okay. So orange, I recommend. You can go for yellow, but yeah. Okay. Okay, let's move right along. So you need pick, and next thing you need to know is, so you got your pick. Next thing you need to know is how to hold the pick properly. Okay. So you're just going to take your thumb and first finger and just pinch it between there, just like that. Okay. Nothing fancy. Nothing spectacular. I'm not doing this kind of thing where I've seen people try that in books and stuff. Not doing that thing. I'm just taking it like a normal person on my thumb and in this finger and between it, just like that. Okay. So that's as fancy as it gets. And then the next thing I highly recommend is that you want to hold the pick super lightly between these two fingers. So this is probably the most important thing I'm going to tell you tonight. Hold that pick super lightly in those fingers, okay? Because you want the pick to just to collapse over the strings. And you're kind of like a paintbrush. I kind of think of it as like a paintbrush, like, okay? You're moving up and down nice and gently over the strings. Some people think like they're grabbing on super tight and they're like just giving it all they're worth, okay? But that's not good. You're just going to get this like gritty, abrasive sound, and people aren't going to want to listen to you. And you want people to listen to you, and you want people to enjoy your playing. Okay, so super lightly, and just brush over the string. And I recommend even you're holding it so lightly to the point where you almost drop it. Okay, you're almost dropping the pick as it floats over the strings. And I've dropped my pick a ton of times; it goes flying out everywhere. Okay, so just nice and lightly brush the strings, just like that. And another thing, just on a side note, you want to make sure you're strumming all the strings on certain chords, but not on other chords. Okay, so getting a little more complicated. So on a G chord, for example, you want to strum all those strings. You want to get the high strings and the low strings and everything in between. Okay, nice and gently. E chord, you want to strum all the strings. E minor, all the strings. Okay, but certain chords like D, you just want to focus on like the higher strings. You don't want to be wailing on the low strings like that. It's going to sound really bad. Okay, so make sure you're getting the high strings to sound really good. C chord, if you play it like this, you don't want to hit that low E string. Just focus on the rest of them from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And, D minor, same thing. Focus on the high ones. A minor, you don't really want to hit the E string on that one. Okay? Yeah, so just hold the pick super lightly and gently brush the strings. Okay? So next big thing is, so we talked about picks. The next level of learning how to strum is understanding like what the time signature of a song is. Okay, so you need to know the time signature Okay. So you often see 2 4s stacked on top of each other. Songs like pop songs or songs that you want to play on guitar, they're usually in 4/4 time or 3/4 time. Okay. So the top 4 tells us how many strums per bar. So in this case, 4/4 time, there's 4 strums per bar, just like in the picture there. And if it was 3/4 time, there would be 3 strums per bar. Now you're saying, okay, well, what is a bar? Like, what's he talking about now? So a bar, music, like songs are divided into bars. Okay. So see you here, you have the 4/4 time signature. Then you have these tall black lines. There's 3 tall black lines. So in between those are called bars. And 2 of those bars make up what's called a measure. Okay. So I have 2 measures here, and each measure gets 4 down strums. So 4/4 time, top 4 tells us that there's 4 beats per bar or measure. And there's an example. There's your 4 down beats, or your 4 beats per measure. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And you often hear like a drummer on a recording or something. You hear them going like a 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3, 4. They're just counting out the bar, or they're counting out the time signature. And that gives the song a certain feel. Okay. So most pop rock music you hear on your devices are in 4/4 time, but there's some other songs that are in odd meters, like 3/4. Okay, actually, let's just play this to hear how it sounds. Okay, so I'm just gonna do 4 light down strums per bar. So it sounds like this: 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so yeah, so most pop songs have that kind of feel. Now there's other songs that might have a 3/4 time signature, and that will look like this. So there's our measures or our bars. There's only 3 beats, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 per measure or bar, or 3 down strums. So I forgot to mention. So a beat would be equivalent to a down strum on the guitar. Okay, that's really important. So a beat is equivalent to a down strum on the guitar in our case. So 3/4 time would sound like this. So I'm doing my A chord here. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And you want to be strumming like right around where the sound hole meets the wood. Like I strum right around there. Okay, like just right around that area. You don't want to be strumming way up here unless you're trying to go for that sound, but it's going to have more of a muddy sound. Okay, you want to be right around that area. You get a nice crisp sound. Okay, yeah. Okay, so 3/4 time, and 3/4 time has a kind of a waltz type of feel. So it would sound like this: 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, and another thing I would recommend while you're strumming is that first beat of every bar. It's your strong beat. So you want to maybe strum it a little bit harder to emphasize it at times, like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. You don't have to get crazy with it, but just know that it can be emphasized to show that it's the strong one, the 1 beat, and the 1 beat's really important. The 1 is really important. Okay, so if it was 4/4 time, again, it would sound like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so let's recap. I got the pick super light between these 2 fingers, almost dropping it, strumming right around that area, and just doing down strums, not focusing on the bass strings. Okay, I'm playing I'm just giving it all of getting those high strings 100%, and then getting down to the low strings as well. All right, sounding great. You're doing great so far. Okay, so now when I play electric guitar in church or wherever, I pretty much only play down strums on electric guitar, and I can get through all kinds of music just doing down strums, because the down strums are cool because they keep the time. It's like your drum, your pulse. You're just keeping that time going, and you want those down strums and beats just to be really rock solid and solidified, and just keep that time going. Okay, so if you only do down strums from here on in, like, I think that would be pretty cool because I pretty much only do down strums on electric. But eventually you might get bored of that and you want to sound more like an acoustic player. So you want to get into up strums, okay? And this is where things can quickly fall apart or go awry, as they say, okay? So how do you know how to do an up strum? Where do you do the up strums? What's going on? So let's talk about how to do an up strum, okay? So I'm just going to pull this back up. So you got your down strums. They're solid. They're solidified in your mind. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, you can add your up strums in between the down strums. So as long as those down strums are happening on the beat every time, you can just add an up strum wherever you want in between. And it would be counted as an and. So 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and. So those ands are up strums. So now, in order to do one, you just want to hook the pick on the bottom 2 strings or so, bottom 2 or 3 strings on the way up. So you're just hooking the pick on the way up, and it's collapsing as you hook it. Okay, so watch this. Okay, I'm not doing anything crazy with my wrist. This is where my students start losing it, okay? They start emphasizing those up strums as if they're equivalent to a down strum, and they're not. They're just kind of like an afterthought. A hook up, you're just hooking the string on the up, and it's kind of an afterthought. It's not a main beat, so it's not a big deal. My students treat those up strums as a down strum, and they're giving it the whole 9 yards, okay? Just hook the pick on the couple of strings on the bottom on the way up. And don't turn your wrist like that, okay? Because then you're wasting time and movement. You're just keeping the pick the same. Down, hook it up. Down, hook it up, okay? I didn't turn anything here, okay? So don't turn your wrist. Just keep it. Because you're holding the pick so lightly, it'll sound good. Okay? Okay, just hook it on the way up. All right, so now, yeah, and as I said before, you can hook those between the down beats at any part, between any down beat. So for example, I'll pull this up to show you. Here's an example. So 4/4 time, 4 beats per measure, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and. So I'm hooking the pick on the way up on those ands. So watch this. It'll sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and. Okay? So play along with me with your guitar. Let's try it one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and. Okay? Now you can put those ands or up strums anywhere between any downbeat. So let's just make one up. So I'm going to go 1, 1, and 2, 3, and 4, and. So I'm just sticking the ands in between the numbers. So 1 and 2, 3 and 4, and 1 and 2, 3 and 4, and. I can go 1, 2, 1, 2, and 3 and 4. Okay, so it sounds like this. 1, 2, and 3 and 4. Okay. So you can just make up any pattern you want and add it into a song, and it'll sound great. So let's try a song. My time is quickly going here. Let's just try this one, Leaving on a Jet Plane. So there's all my down strums. It's 4/4 times, so that means there's 4 beats per bar, and that's how the song's divided up. So it would sound like this. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so let me see. Just so you can see it a bit easier. Okay, ready? So let's try it. So 2, ready, go. So kiss me. Yeah, okay, so we're just doing this whole thing down strums, and it's going to sound great. Okay, so watch. So kiss me and smile for me. 3, 4. Tell me that you'll wait for me. Hold me like you'll never let me go. I think I messed up the timing on that one. Okay, just hang on here. Okay, let's just focus on this page. Good. Okay, let's focus on this page. The other strumming is off, so forget that. Sorry about that, guys. Just try this one, okay? So I'm leaving on a jet plane. Don't know when I'll be back again. Oh, babe, I hate to go. Okay, so just 4/4 time. It sounded great. 4 strums per bar. And then you can add in your up strums. Okay. I charted that out wrong, so I'm just going to focus on this page, okay? So it's still great, still part of the song. Okay, so now we have our up strums. So see, the up strums are between the 2, after the 2 and after the 3. So you count it like this. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. So an up strum is the and. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. And that's the whole pattern the whole time. Okay, so let's try it together. Ready? 1, 2, ready. I'm leaving. Sorry, let's try it again. I'm leaving on a jet plane. Don't know when I'll be back again. Oh, babe, I hate to go. Okay, so it's 1, 2, and 3, and 4. I don't think I showed you that, but here, that's it. Okay, so 1, 2, and 3, and 4. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. So just practice that pattern on your own with a chord. So pick an A chord. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. So you can see me strumming it. So 1, 2, and 3, and 4. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. And once you internalize that feel, it'll get internalized in you, and then try the song. Okay, so go through it, and that's about it. I have one kind of like a bonus pattern that I used to use on all this when I first started playing guitar. I used to use this pattern all the time on all kinds of songs, and it won't fit in like 3/4 time, but I used to use it all the time until I got super bored of it. And then I switched to this kind of making up my own thing. Okay. So that pattern, if you really just want a quick fix, it goes like this: down, down, up, up, down, up, down, down, up, up, down, up, down, down, up, up, down, up, down, down, up. Okay. So it sounds like this: down, down, up, up, down, up, down, down, up, up, down, up, down, down, up, up, down, up, down, down, up. Okay. And you can use that and you can get through a ton of songs with just that pattern. Okay, so that's my bonus tip for tonight. That pattern you can use to get through a lot of songs. But eventually, it won't fit for everything, and you'll get bored of it, and you can start doing this other stuff I've been showing you. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed the lesson. You can go back and review certain areas of it that you want to focus on, and yeah, just practice through it. Take your time, enjoy it, have fun, and that's how you strum. We'll see you next Wednesday on my next live. Thanks for joining me. Have a great night.